Today, right here in the series of Radio Culture Drive Time, we are discussing about Mr. Logic and his trending issues on social media concerning the fraudulent art. You happen to be an artist. Yes, and you are still doing music. As an artist, let me say, when it comes to management and artists, how do you see the relationship? Must he be an artist sponsoring the manager or the manager sponsoring the artist?
It depends what type of agreement you have.
Okay.
First of all, I hope so. Let me greet the listeners and the viewers and everything. But first of all, it depends on what type of arrangement that you have with the management company. And what type of management company is it? Is it a publicity company? Is it a artist management company? Is it a recording contract? It depends. And I feel so everybody's there's no stencil for how every contract should look like, right? Depending on the needs of the artist. And that's a management institution, that's a bebo one. Then they can go ahead and agree on certain terms. So that one there depends. But generally speaking, I've never heard of artists spending on management. That's something that is very uncommon.
All right. I don't know, but I'll put it straight. Have you heard about Mr. Logic's trending stories with regards to artist management and how the artist herself ended up spending on the manager himself? Most Spence, that is Monica Spence, the Canadian artist, Mr. Logic didn't we are seeing now. Most Spence came out saying that she ended up spending on Mr. Logic. Your take on this one before we go personally to how things started.
So I think that story has been out there for a while. I think everybody has made up their mind about it, right? And personally, I don't flog a man when he's down. I'm not getting any joy in flogging Mr. Logic at this time. However, the way he operates, if we don't speak about it and do something about it, is going to be to the detriment of not just himself, but other people and the industry as a whole. Now, that said, I also want to say, sir, this guy is somebody that I've known for a very long time. I've known him for a very long time. Meaning, he was a young guy, right? I was at the University of Ghana, and then there was this Rasta man at Medina who used to do dub sessions and stuff like that. And this guy was a budding artist. He was with another guy. They went by the name Marvelous and Fabulous.
Okay.
I think he was the Marvelous, and the other guy was the Fabulous. I think so. I never was able to figure out which one was which. But they call themselves Marvelous and Fabulous. This is when I know him from way back. And way back from then, and I know him to be somebody who has a bad attitude. I've always known him for that.
As to the way back you are talking about, can you tell us the number of years it has taken to now?
I checked. I was in Legon in 1992. No, wait. No. 94.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Thereabouts.
That's
32
or 31 years now.
Meaning for that long. Meaning for that long, right? But yeah, that said, okay, so to redirect your question, when it comes to his issues with Mo Spence or whoever and all that, it's slightly different because there seems to have been some, amorous aspect to that, which of course didn't happen in my case. But that said, I've also heard the very terrible commentary that some of the people are giving about this issue. When we say Obi, a fallen victim to something like that, and then what you can say, is to beat her down on the account, say she was having an affair with him. So what if she was having an affair with him? It's whimsical, if you ask me. But if you have another question, you can proceed.
All right, now let's go on to your personal relationship with Mr. Logic, as you rightly said from the beginning that you've known him since 1994 thereabouts, which is now, let's say, 31, 32, 33 years. How did your relationship start with him? Was it on a on a management level or just a friendship way?
He's never been my friend.
Okay.
Just never been my friend. I have to say, I've known him for that long, but at no point can I say that he was my friend, right?
Okay.
And so let's get that out of the way. But I've known him for that long, and I cannot say that I've known him throughout consistently for that long. I knew him at that time. He went to do his merry thing. I went my merry way, and then our paths crossed again when I was about to release my single Zion Awake, right? This was in 2000 and about 4-5 years now, 4 years maybe. So I called him up 3 or 4 years, I think. This was just before I went to Ghana. But anyways, so I wanted to feature the artist called Sizzler, right? We all know Sizzler, Radio Royalty.
Yeah.
So I wanted to feature Sizzler.
Yeah.
And I spoke to Ochame Kwame. So Ochame Kwame, because Ochame Kwame has a song with Sizzler, right? So I spoke to Ochame Kwame. Ochame Kwame says, "Oh, this guy Logic has links to Sizzler, so speak with him. He might be able to So I linked up with him, and then he said, "Oh yeah, he was going to check. He was going to get him and whatnot." Now, after that call, I sat with my management, and we decided that we did not want to feature Sizzler because Sizzler was on way too many other features, right? This is the reason why we changed our mind. Let me make that clear. It wasn't for any other reason. The only reason was that he was on too many other people's features. So we wanted an artist that would not be on as many features. So we decided on Turbulence instead of Sizzler. And so I didn't get back to him because I had direct links to Turbulence. So I did not get back to Mr. Logic.
Okay.
Now, after the song has been released, I felt, say, Ebiobe Philip peeved kakra, say my ban in China, mamba build.
For not getting back to me again.
Exactly. So I decided to go back and, try to make things nice. So I went back and tried to explain the situation to him and says, okay, now we have recorded a track with Turbulence instead of him. But to level things out, you've also been recommended, so you're a publicist. So can you take up the publicity for this thing, right? Just to cool things off, because of course I had other options. But he was like, oh yeah, you know what not. And then he gave me a down of how much it will cost whatnot, including a section that he called "For You Only" or something like that. Like for well, yeah. So I got back to him eventually, as I stated before we went off. To handle the promotion, and to my surprise, well, first of all, he sent me his invoice, right? Which I forget exactly how much, unfortunately. It's been like 4 years now. But he sent me the invoice, and then I also asked him for deliverables, right? Like, okay, this is what you expect from me to pay. Now, what should I expect from you? It's a simple, common sense question for anybody who's signing a contract. Or no be so. Now, what I say, well, then I may buy the no, you say. But again, I will be Jimmy. That's what I want to know. First of all, the term itself seemed to confuse him. This guy is fake AF.
Wow.
He doesn't even understand what he claims to be doing.
Okay.
Anyways, let's move past that. After some argument back and forth, he's like, yo, I've been doing this for how many years? Do you know me? Do you know me? Do you know me? Do you know me is his mantra. Every time he wants to pose as somebody who should be celebrated or something, I don't know what for. But unimi one word, I'm saying, bro, listen, all I'm asking you is a clear definition of what to expect from you, so that once I see those things, I know the contract has been executed, and then everybody is happy. No be so. Now, after back and forth, I practically had to put the deliverables in his mouth. This is what I expect. Okay, let's go past that. Now, this guy told me, said the kind of music it thinks it's not for fornicators. He actually sent me a text message, and he says, play Bob Marley for thinkers and play Dadilumba for fornicators. Some nonsense like that. Right there. Wow. And then I'm like, okay, well, fine. You are the expert. Do what you want to do.
Okay.
People still promote conscious music, don't they?
Yes.
So go ahead, and if you want to promote the music, go ahead. So this guy comes up with the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. This guy says I should go on social media and go and say something stupid.
Just
So
go on social media,
yes,
put out a negative content over there so
say
that
something stupid, so that people will start bashing me. And while they are bashing me, then it will trend on them. I'm like, what kind of nonsense is that?
Okay.
My whole claim to fame as a person, anybody who knows me,
Okay.
I believe that the first thing they will tell you about me, and they say, I'm smart AF. And I work towards that, to keep an image of somebody who knows what time it is, who has his head screwed on. Now, to promote one single, not even an album, or one single panel, I have to go and dent my image and go and say something stupid just to trend so you can promote one single. By the way, you are being paid to promote the song. Why should I be the one who should go and say something stupid? You go say something stupid. How about that?
Because you are a promoter, so you can simply do that in an easy way to promote your artist or the person in question.
So I just told him, no, that's not an option for me. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
So he said, okay. I told him, I said, listen, instead of saying something stupid, why don't I say something that lines up with my reasoning? So if anybody wants to attack me for it, I can defend it.
Okay.
And it was around that time now first ladies, there was some discussion about first ladies car or something like that.
Yeah. That was
on that time.
Yeah.
So there's a video. I forget. I should have sent you that video to play.
Okay.
But please, I'll send it to you. Post it on the YouTube channel so people can see it. But eventually, I ended up making a video, saying why I don't think first ladies should be paid.
Okay.
Right? And then that's what he used. That it was something that came naturally to me. So of course I could say that, And even with that, I didn't track it to see what people were saying about it and all this, because apparently there's an industry they thrive on that type of nonsense.
So to break this down for us to understand, was he trying to let you affirm to whether to pay the second ladies or the first ladies, or he wanted you to bash?
That was my own. At that point, he wasn't going to tell me what to say. Of course.
Okay.
He's not smart enough to do that. He's smart enough to tell me to speak nonsense. He's not smart enough to tell you what to say. So I decided to make that comment because it was a trending topic, right? So if you want me to get on a trending whatever, then let's use this. And I'm saying something that I actually think, that I actually believe in, not something that I'm going to say which is intentionally stupid just so people can start hearing about it. What kind of nonsense is that?
That would later,
for instance, meaning say with Jimia, that's a trend there. Why would I go and listen to it?
Yeah, that's a fact.
This guy is dumb as. He's not even smart to be doing what he's saying. All that said, eventually I started paying him money so he could start the work. This guy's model, he'll take your money, he'll give a little bit of it to some DJs, have them play your music, make a short video of them playing the music, and then he'll send it to you to make it look like, oh yeah, I'm doing the work.
Wow.
And I'll drop names. You can call these people and ask them. He sent my music to King Lagazi. I don't know how much he gave Lagazi out of the money he charged me. I believe it was a pittance.
Wow.
And then he gave like 2 other people, right?
But did he disclose to you as to how he's going to do the promotion for your song?
Of course not. Make an one channel. He doesn't even know what the deliverables are. How is he going to disclose to me anything? After all that argument, we just moved on from there. And I told him, okay, do this. I expect this. I expect that.
Okay.
Verbally.
Okay.
Because the man is fake or pretending to a record label. He doesn't even know what goes into a record label. He does not. Okay. Try him if you think I'm lying and see. So who do you see Kabekwa manager? Anyway, let me go on. So this guy, he
you were still talking about how he ended up sending you videos of DJs playing your song.
Send the videos, yes. So he took the money, he did that part, and then he told me, say, oh yeah, rhythm, right? Okay. So he was going to put me on the rhythm, which was also one of his deliverables. Now,
Okay.
rhythm, no, the only people that I saw on the rhythm was Shatawale did a song on the rhythm. I forget what it's called. Raskuku did a song on that rhythm called Fache, right? There's another artist, I don't know him, who I saw was on the rhythm too, but that's all. Nobody else did I see on that rhythm.
Okay.
And then he put me on that rhythm. So because of that, he was making it look like, so why like he went to the extent of saying, say, meaning people pay him to get on their rhythm. And I'm saying, open rhythm, share rhythm. And then we went and sat down as Chromancy Music and we provided Where the Money rhythm with 30 artists. Artists and so 3. We multiplied that by 10 and put them on a rhythm. Where the Money rhythm. Go on the website and go check it out. Go on our YouTube channel and go check it out. And to tell you the truth, that is where the motivation came for that project. After I wanted to show him, says, I'll read him now, it's nothing. I do that for breakfast. What I said, sorry, I don't, it's not a big deal. It's something that I can do like that. And we did it with 30 artists instead of his 3. Anyways, after we said an argument came, I'm like, Charlie, what's going on? I need to see something else going on. What's going on? Oh, no, the thing, you don't know how we did, maybe I did here, blah, blah. Every time, so in Kasa, he's always on level 9. What's starting out in a Kasa from level 1? No, I escalated that. Just so, as a strategy you use you, just so he will just kind of like put you, in a subservient position, be like that. That's a knows. I don't even know what he's trying to achieve with that, right? But this guy, after he started sending me the videos, we started, arguing about what else is going to happen, what not. What he did, he said, he now asked me for the rest of the money, right? Remember, I think it was about 8,000 or so, and I'd already paid him about 6,000, something like that. And I had like 2,000 more to add to him or something like that. And it was like, yeah, add the rest of the money. Mr. Charlie, what's going on? And I'll say, add the rest of the money so that we can. I'm saying, by you, pa.
After paying amount.
Yes, I had paid him about, I forget the exact amount, but I think it was about 8,000, right?
8,
and I paid him about 6,000.
In cities or in dollars?
He's not wet.
Cities, okay. Okay.
That guy's not worth $2. Who's going to pay him 8,000 for what? Well, maybe most times or somebody would because of whatever reason, I don't know. But I know his.
In which year are we?
Huh?
In which year are we talking about? In which year did this happen?
2000 and I just checked from the charts. No, this was in 2021.
So that means you still have a chat with him. Your chat with him, you still have it there.
I showed you.
Wow.
I showed you.
Okay. That is Mr. Logic. Oh, wow. No problem. You continue with everything.
Just because of certain things, something I may reveal it too much.
For privacy's sake, yeah.
Right? But what can be revealed to them, will reveal it. But anyways, it's okay to say, scanner can remember so and son away. And I'm still like, listen, who does that? No agreement.
Yes.
Pulling up half of what you're supposed to do. You're asking for full payment. So it was back and forth. And then he made the mistake of his life when he insulted my mother.
You even went to the level of returned insult.
It's all here.
Wow.
He made a mistake of his life when he insulted my mother. At that time, I was traveling with a group of young people from New York, and right? And I was supposed to be a role model for them and everything. So dealing with all that, nobody was aware of it, right? And we're traveling, we're on the highway, they're called Philadelphia from New York on a van. It's quite a long trip, right? See, I was boiling for that whole time. And you do rest stop, and I'm a share bathroom, and I'm a friend.
Okay.
Because I don't want to go into what. Long story short, I made him understand that my mother is an educationist who has educated people, who has adopted people and stayed with them. Go and check my mother. I'm proud to parade my mother. Now, Mr. Logic, let's see your mother. Mother Flower, let's see your mother.
Wow. So
And
your crime was you were not ready to pay the full amount because the deal or the contract as per the terms not yet completed, and he was still asking for the full payment, and that resulted in him insulting your mother. Wow.
And as an artist, I poured down on him so much that he blocked me. Now, when he blocked me, he had forgotten, say, when I was paying him those monies, because of his dubious ways, even his Momo is not active. There's all kind of issues with his Momo. So he was using 2 different people for those payments. I made those payments to 2 different people at different times. So
that means the money directly.
No, because his thing wasn't active. He's a crook. He doesn't have an. Won't I make sure? I don't even know what's going on with this Momo thing. So I have to send it to somebody. And to block him, and I'm sending a message. Come on, for me, and say they should him. If he wants for me to reroute my messages through them, I'm happy to do that to a third party.
Okay.
Quickly, he unblocked me because he doesn't want anybody else to know his business, Abi.
Oh, yeah.
So he unblocked me, and then I had to continue and laid it down on him.
Okay.
And after the guy who I sent the message to wrote, messaged me back and says, "Oh, what's going on?" And I told him what's going on. It's like, "Oh, Charlie, bro, you too, do you? Me too."
Oh. So that means it wasn't a new thing to that person. You've been sending messages.
Nipa na, wow. This kind of command on the crowd. Was scammy nipa na crowd. You ain't heard nothing yet, my brother. At that point, I went to go tell Andy Dusty, right? Because I went to go report the matter to Andy Dusty because meaning said now Andy Dusty show me so Andy knows him, and Andy is somebody that anybody who knows me from back in the day before I left Ghana would know that I used to do a show with Andy on. It was his show, but I was a pundit on his show at Angel FM back in the day. So I have these days you don't know anymore, but I thought I had a relationship with Andy Dusty to a certain degree. So I reported the matter to Andy. Said, Andy, this is what's going on. So help me speak with this guy, right? Because the thing is that he has to refund my money. He ain't done none. All he has done is to pay part of the money I gave him to DJs to play the music. And I believe he was giving them like 200 or 300 CDs or something to that effect. And the only other thing that he's done is put me on a rhythm. And to put somebody on a rhythm, I paid my own studio fees to go record in New York. All he may have done is to pay for an engineer to mix and master it. Okay, big deal, right? Okay. And by the way, I don't own the rights to that music. You do. And to say, oh, they may rhythm, so you should be paying me, not the other way around. Yeah. What I say? Yeah. But anyways, either you pay me or you give me my rights, my share of the rights, none of which was done. But I didn't say anything about it. But anyhow, so I asked for my money back. I told Andy Dusty, he practically didn't do anything about it. But what he told me, he said, bro, forget it. You ain't getting a CD back from that guy.
So that means Andy Dusty wasn't surprised about this whole thing. He knew what this Mr. Logic guy was doing.
He just told me, he said, brother, Ebeyanka, forget it, because from what I know, it's not likely say Obenya will seek back. And he said, oh dear, Sebeya, and can just forget it. But basically, like, it's going to be too hard to chase that guy because the list of people who he owes, and the amount that he owes, to pay them before it gets to you, your 10 and your Simple and Capre. Now, it's not worth a while. That's the advice Andy gave me. I'm saying it today for anybody to hear, right? So I said, okay, fine, all right. I will deal with it on my own then, if that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's after, and Kokobasa arguments in this money. Anyhow, long story short, he didn't give me the money. I decided to just move away from that, let him just be. But karma is real. What I say?
Wow.
Karma is real because it wasn't going to be me Misika kakrebi no ene beko akofa bibia brewo. O decided any young kofosa na ode kosa. I told him that he will meet his judgment when he insulted my mother. I told him, bro, listen, my old lady there in some place where it never even, this is an issue between me and you. I don't know your mother. I don't know what she looked like. She has nothing to do with the issue me and you they deal with. But you could go beyond taking my money and treating me like this, to insulting my mother. Your judgment will catch up with you.
So when you heard the audio, that not even the audio, the video I played about most men saying that Mr. Logic has been threatening her concerning debt issues and even telling her that no, never step photo a Ghana or else I will fucking murder you for the effort. Sorry for that. Per Mr. Logic's own words. Were you quite surprised about that?
Not at all, because he tried to do that shit with me too. And sorry for the S word. I'm matching you boot for boot, ain't it? You're throwing an S word, throwing an S word. But seriously, I wasn't surprised at all, because that is modus operandi. I just told you, first of all, he tries to elevate his tone. And it's always not already know what you can show so cry and pan sana. Won't that make sure no? This can not start to give after Shana on only no hey, me, I know they do so but you know me. Me, I know they do so me, Charlie, me, I've been rough. Me, you know me. I know you what, bro? I saw you running through a woman's legs to hide under a table at UTV. What you talking about? What I say, I know you. You ain't crap.
Since then, have you heard from him, or have you had any encounter with him? Have you had a chat with him, or have you met anywhere?
It's interesting that you asked that. Some time ago, some issue happened. Just the thing that I just mentioned, right? When those people went to UTV and he ran and hid under the table.
Yeah.
And this has swear words in it, so I won't show you. I was going to show you my last messages that I sent him.
Okay.
And then I think Kum Chacha or somebody was on his case about something that he said. And I sent him a message and said, even Kum Chacha said, no, say you fool brutal. Please forgive me. My mother didn't train me like that. But if you insult my mother, you will dig up some worms, bro. Like I'm not playing with you. Insult me all day. You can do that. You test it with my mother, you should be ready, bro. Like you should be ready.
Did he give you any reply to that message?
No, it took blue, and then he didn't.
Wow, Mr. Logic, and how he operates on social media and how he does his things. Now, let me shock you with this one. If I don't know whether you are aware of it, last year, Mr. Logic was arrested and sent to Dansuman Circuit Court. A policewoman who intervened, Osiki to the bill. Right after, per the information I have right now, says that he duped that policewoman, saying that Odile in cars. So that woman should link up and other things. The lady or the woman over there sold her car and gave the money to Mr. Logic to get her a new car, but up to date. Money not refunded and the car is not back yet. How do you see this? A policewoman, what believe from police station or prisons or cells, and you do this to that policewoman?
I mean, so much to say for the policeman herself. And so deep kind of fraud.
Exactly.
And who did he deal with? I mean, sorry, I was not going to fall victim to sad crowd. I mean, hey, listen. But it goes to say to the character of this person, like, where would he stop? This is why I decided to speak, Synergy, after all these years. Like I'm telling you, this was in 2021. I decided to say, you know what? I call it on call, because truth be told, 6,000 CDs out of the 8,000 that I gave him.
Oh, so meaning you had already paid 6,000 and he was still requesting for the remaining 2,000.
That's what I was saying. It seems at that time, and I will call for whatever the internet.
The network. Yeah, I didn't hear that.
I had
part.
paid him 6 out of the 8,000, and then he was requesting for 2,000. I can also and send what wage money. So
while the work was still not done, and he was chasing.
I mean, featuring now,
Wow.
What I said. So that's what was happening. But I decided to say, you know what? Let me let it slide, because one thing with me, if me and you they do something and you are at a place where I can't get to you I will just let it slide. At least for the moment. You know why? for my own sanity, because I cannot go to bed every night thinking about Mr. Logic. It does nothing for me. And to the young funny say, listen, it's not the first time I've been scammed.
Okay.
And now the young funny say, or the name my DJs be my young funny say each DJ be a cost maybe 2,000 cedis. Yeah, young funny say fair enough. And me too, the way I live my life now, what really helped me to disengage from that issue, and say, "Oh man, be fool ya me call where the money read them now." That was my payment to him, because he dared tell. Apart from me, the only thing I can shame me pan is or catch me say, or the name to read them so 18 why are there? Yo, bro, listen. Me produce read them all. Me what I say?
Yes.
You take somebody with what for Quenya or dog a fool. One normal be brave woman. No, I can't say, mama on toes into my yard there. Bro, listen, I grow in toes.
Yeah.
That's what you should know. So I know only read him now. Yeah, now he was struggling to put artists on it. The only artist he could put on it was Shatawale, your friend is saying Raskuku, that other artist, and myself. 4.
Okay.
We meet him at 3.
Okay.
Right? Because mine, no, of course, because of all this, he didn't even put it out.
Okay.
Because put it out. So that's 3.
I also have a record of a song that you did, Stand for Peace, that featured Kente, Fireside, we have Rookie, a lot of artists, or Sergeant Form. Yeah. So it tells how you do your things and the weight you carry in terms of this rhythm thing that Mr. Logic was talking about. But let me run you through this one and an answer from you as well. Did you see any comeback, or did you see anything that is a result from the promotion he did for you? Did you see anything? Did you get anything in return for that?
I was actually going to talk about that, and I would not be hypocritical. Okay, me getting from flogging Mr. Logic.
Okay.
Truth is truth. One thing, he, as I stated already, inspired me to produce the Where the Money Rhythm. That is a plus. Even if it inspired me negatively.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I count that as a plus. Number 2, yes, a couple artists did play, couple DJs did play the music. But I cannot quite there. And can Lagazi minim no me one number. I could have called Lagazi myself and probably offered him more money.
Okay.
Right? For instance, when we did the Where the Money Rhythm, I called Lagazi myself.
Okay.
And had him do that.
Okay.
Oh, Namichano. And well, but yeah, he gave it to 1 or 2 people to play. And then he put me on a rhythm, which went nowhere. But the funny thing is that Black Rasta loved that song.
Wow.
It is the one song that Black Rasta plays the most, even though I've produced my own album and I've sent him the music, or Bossa Anyum, no more than he plays the song that I sent him, So we can say that we got those out, and only the positives.
Okay. Now, according to the contract-based thing that you had with him, from your side, what were you expecting him to do for you?
Okay. It was a publicity contract. Okay. It wasn't an artist management contract. It wasn't a recording contract. It wasn't anything apart from publicity. And pay your deliverables. I want to see my music on social media.
Okay.
I want to see my music played by some DJs in Ghana.
Okay.
Right? And if possible, couple interviews. This is it.
Okay.
This is it. Because it was a publicity contract. We were not saying, bibia extraordinary bia. And you know, produce here. The music is out, it's published. All you have to do is to just take it up and promote it. That's all you have to do. Me, Ghana hobby, no Ghana, part of it would have been said, try and put me on maybe some shows and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
But I'm not in Ghana right now, so that is out of the question. So all he had to do was these things that I've mentioned for you. Try and hook me up with interviews. Try and put the music on radio and TV if possible, and then put it on social media.
Social media.
It's not difficult.
Okay.
But not doing just kinda if you want that crack of sorty baby for pro. That's why now only me. When I told him to give him my money, but he's like, Sure, me, I know the issue refund though. Me, this guy, bro. Sure, me, I know the issue refund though. Me, I know the issue refund though. And I'm saying, oh, okay. When it gets time for you to issue a refund, you will see. It may not be my refund.
Wow.
Let's get that clear. Maybe you will not refund my money. But when it gets time for you to issue a refund, you will issue a refund, bro. Like, trust that.
Do that. Do that. You do that.
And now what do we see? Is it going to
All
issue
right, then.
refunds or not? Let's talk about that.
He would
Seriously,
do that.
karma is real.
Looking at how he is trending seriously with regards to fraudulent acts and fraud issues come here and there, I think, as you rightly said, if he can boast of no, I don't do refund, this is the time we are all going to see, because it has never been a pleasant thing to scam someone or to take someone's sweat just like that and still boast of, hey, I am this, I'm that, I'm that. No, but to the final part of it, Kwesi Bako, how would you, and what is going to be your final words to Mr. Logic issue and how people are being faced with this kind of, I pay money to this person to do promotion for me and it ends up to be something different. You happen to be an artist and you are still doing music as well. What is going to be your education to people?
Well, to Mr. Logic there, me money die and it's a fracture. And no me mano. Na oya ade na se woni se wa ye bone a na se o admit se wa ye bone a na o try so be work your way back one thing at that point you begin to court the sympathy of people, right? Now say if you want to still justify your ways, now I said the opposite say free way more, you go right back to doing that same exact thing, and that gives me cause for worry, because the CHA no, what I heard him say after saying said the lawyer Simane in Kasa, which I think he should have taken that advice. No, it said Oba out, and it's talking about something with the girl, trying to denigrate the girl. Like that gives me cause for worry.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would feel sorry for him. Say, yeah, okay, this is the point. Obehu said maybe he needs to re-examine his ways and find something else to do. He has his own talent. I personally am very excited with his musical talent, to be honest with you. He tries to, posit himself as some type of artist. I am not very impressed. The other guy, however, I'm not in a year pair, no. Marvelous and Fabulous. So that guy is mad talented. Chidi Farai. You can check him. You can check his music out. Chidi Farai, right? He took the music far.
Okay.
For this one, okay. I don't know. But anyhow, to your question, what would I say? Please.
Yeah.
Number one, if you have money to throw down the gutter, then go and sign any type of contract with Mr. Logic. Asima mekachi obiara no. Wo sika da ho na uni hwe a wo de beye. Na se sebi previous unnim se enyankampo wo ho no ma obetimi de akwakoche omo a. Na failure what they call Mr. Logic or now sim Logic Gina ye ejuma bi mami, because that guy, number one, from sources, the amount of people that he owes, no, usi kana obejino de kwa kuchiaka na waba be di lines so. For me, it's just good advice. Number two, when we talk about publicity now, it's a whole industry. We hear a lot of talk about creative, from the creative arts people now, they own a creative arts industry, whatnot. This is some of the things that need to be checked. Okay? Uko baby to say Jamaica. Say ye kese ye ba be reggae sound splasher. It's a national affair. Everybody's excited. Because apart from the Pokwa Kobonyum, no, Obi Kobo Kube wa waton. Obi wa ne annual hustle no. Because Okoho no ma Kube obeton that day, no, a capital. What I say? Because Kube is only $2. Tourists say about only $10 for that time. And these are some of the things we have to look at. Else, a share publicity. We say, who is a publicist?
Yeah.
What's their work? How do they plug into the whole? I don't know. I was saying already. All right. Sorry. Number one. Mami answer your question and I'm go back to you. No, I will not. I'm not interested in suing Logic at this point. At this point, no. Like I said, I've already milked the issue. I've taken the lessons from it. Me, I'm a person where sometimes when I lose money, I look at it from, okay, next time I should be smarter, right? And that's the positive side of it. I try to find a positive out of every situation. And I've already done that with Logic, which I'm not ready to. I'm only speaking to you about this because it's come up and I'm realizing, you know, I would say to me, throw spotlight be on him because you too much damage. Okay, I'm not interested in battering him. I'm not interested in dragging him. None of that at all. And you know, I'm not going to go to court at all. The court that I'm going to go with is the court of the streets with him because M said there's an aspect that we still haven't trashed out yet. Yeah, because like I'm saying, he tried to threaten me too. Hey, me, I'll be bad boy, me, I'll be rough boy. And I'm catching say, me bagana, me ba be funny theft so, and I'm they are calling me theft so, calling me free Kumasi. Me landi Kotoka International Airport. That's your theft. That's your area. I heard me for many days crowd one sana Kumasi. So let's make it happen. But like the chicken that he is, running through women's skirts to hide under a table, no. That was the last we heard of it. But back to what I'm saying, we need to take the publicity thing seriously. There are certain people, Minim said, they are doing quite a good job with it. I know people like Elombini, they do quite a good job. You know, I've seen them promote other people's music to some degree, and I see them chucking success. Mr. Logic, with his following, Sonny Nyansa, he would have been very successful. Very successful. Imagine says our most expensive na and anka odiye ejuma ama girl, yeah. Do you think in there kind of wasn't?
That would have been a different story.
Oh, someone in Niska. But fortunately for you, when you're artist, kakra warning home. Wouldn't the bright side, but make sure the trick. Oh, America, oh, Canada, oh, wherever she came from now. The money, the value of the money in Intino. You may be to know artists don't feeling it too much because artists say $200. $200. What's the Sanko CDs are?
You'll be more way, and that person will even be shocked
to the degree of why you to build in Yansan. That's what they would do.
Yeah.
But what they're watching in an say, okay, wait, Jimmy, my Mindy the sick and Mindy or the kind of threaten no. And now they're cosa now they're could do baby. Unim, you be or say. You threaten us, not a girl. So he was on this interview, and the guy in the catch and said, "This girl, the catch also recorded." Or say, "Oh, now you're too late. Now you're too late." He's stupid.
But he said he doesn't care what the recording the girl is doing. So why did he come back to say all this?
First of all, and after I say it's too late. Now it's too late. I never say, "Hey, it's an kaunim so recorded dan kaunka."
The girl even said, I'm recording. He said, yes, I don't care. He said it. But well, it's all part of the stories and how things are. And it equally testify to how you have already described him. And to end all the conversation, thank you so much, Jahbeloved, Kwesi Bako, for your time today and sharing to us all the stories concerning Mr. Logic and your personal encounter with him, and it will definitely testify to how people see this whole story. It's not about publicity and it's not about what someone wants from Mr. Logic, but it's about the truth, as Jahbeloved said. If you have something to do and you want to do something with Mr. Logic, have a better contract signed with it. What explained, elaborated details of that. And we need to take publicity very serious, as Jahbeloved said. So, Jahbeloved, Kwesi Bako, thank you so much for your time. In due time.
Thank you very much. Before we go, I just want to say, if anybody wants to hear the song that we're talking about now, it's called Zion Awake, right? Jahbeloved featuring Turbulence. It's on YouTube and all streaming platforms. You can go and check it out. You can also check out my album, Zion Awake, which is our album. So I have the single Zion Awake, which we released before the album Zion Awake, right? So you can check both of them. Or you can check Kormanti Music and check the music that we've also done with other artists as well. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity on the show, Synergy. I appreciate it.